Last week on Living Free Alaska, with fall in the air, we were busy preparing the homestead for the long winter ahead. But an unexpected decision has been made, and we now need to head south to the lower 48, but not before a quick side trip to beautiful Valdez to do a little more fishing and play tourist in one of the most beautiful towns in all of Alaska. So sit back and join us for a weekend adventure to remember, only here on Living Free Alaska. Well, good morning, everyone. I hope your day is going as well as ours. Oh, Lordy. So today is August 12th, and we have a lot going on. As you can see, yesterday, Gary and I, with our little time lapse, we were very busy here in the motorhome, and I am back today, and that is because we are taking a trip. This trip was not expected, and Gary and I actually have to run down to the lower 48, and our plan is we're leaving in 3 days. I don't even know where to begin, but right now, my goal is to get the motorhome travel ready. We're going to be gone for about 2 weeks. So after this week's video, you're going to probably see some travel video. We realize that this channel, we don't really focus on RVing, but this is part of our life right now. We are going to take the motorhome as well as our enclosed trailer down to the lower 48, and I'm getting something that I've wanted ever since we moved to Alaska, and I'm bringing my mom home. So my mom has finally made the decision and is in agreement to move with us. So I'm very excited about this. It's gonna be a big change, and I'm sorry I'm a little emotional, but moving away. One moment, please. Okay, gain my composure. Moving away from my mother was one of the hardest things that I ever did. I've moved away from my mom in the past. About 16 years ago, I made the decision to move to Hawaii. At the time, I was in my mid-30s, and my mom, she was in her mid-50s. But now we're older. Now I'm in my 50s, and my mom is in her 70s. And I just don't want my mom that far away from me. And my mom has finally come to the realization she doesn't want me that far away either. So, and she understands our reasons why we moved to Alaska, and she's seeing us live an amazing life up here. And she's finally decided that she's ready to make that leap and come join us. So this just happened in the last couple of weeks, and we are like, okay, when's a good time to come get you? And she's like, well, there's no better time than the present. So we looked at our calendar, and if we're going to do this, we need to kind of jump on this now. October 1 starts a tire requirement in Canada where you have to carry chains or have mud snow tires. And our motorhome doesn't have that. And the reason why we want to take the motorhome, it's the most convenient. We can live in it, we can sleep in it, And even with my mother with us, we'll all be comfortable. So that winter tire requirement is pushing us for the month of September. And then also just looking at our current calendar with plans that we had already had planned, things that we had already paid for, and just time in preparing for winter. It's that season. It's time to chop firewood. It's time to make sure all of our heating fuel levels are topped off, which we've done that, but we're still in the middle of the chopping wood. So right now seems the best time possible. So this weekend we are going to have our last little let's go out and play adventure. We are going to Valdez to go fishing, and hopefully we'll be able to bring that to you. We're going to go fishing with our friends. But for us, it takes 6 hours to drive over to Valdez. That's basically the eastern side of the state. And it only makes sense if we've already driven 6 hours to be on that side of the state, that we just continue heading out and heading down to the lower 48. It doesn't make sense to come all the way back 6 hours and then leave in another week or two to drive that same distance to go back and out. So we have 3 days to get this motorhome ready for travel, for approximately 2 weeks of travel on the road. And we will bring that to you. Hopefully, knock on wood, no major issues. The old trusty motorhome, the Disco, she has done us well. This will be our 3rd round trip with our one way when we moved here. But she handles it pretty good. She's pretty comfortable. And we're excited to get back on the road and actually see the road. Our route is going to take us down to the Glacier. It's the more western route, down through Prince George. That's when we'll head south down to Kamloops and enter into central Washington, and then skirt over to Spokane. It's going to be a fast trip. I'm thinking we're going to get down in about 4 to 5 days. We will share drive. If Gary gets tired, then I will take over. And from there, we'll get to my mom, spend a couple of days. We have a couple of things that we've got to do, and to take care of what she needs to do before moving up. And then we'll head back up. So that is what we've got going on. I know we hinted to it a couple of videos ago that our family is growing. And yes, we are moving Mom north to Alaska. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm very excited to have my mother close and that we have some family here. So that is what we got going on. So today I'm going to be working more in cleaning up. I just washed the sheets, putting that on, bringing in new clean towels. We've got to get the cupboards full of some food pantry items. And yeah, that's our news. That's what we have going on this week. And I'm excited to be back on the road and share that with you and move my mom home to Alaska. All right, lots to do. 3 days until we take off. Today's drive will take us a little more than 6 hours and 275 miles to drive from our home in Houston, Alaska. Our drive will take us through the mighty Matanuska River Valley along the Glen Highway to the Copper River Valley, where we will turn south on the Richardson Highway in Glen Ellen to drive to the end of the road where the Chugach Mountains meet the sea and the beauty of Prince William Sound and the little coastal town of Valdez, Alaska. Valdez, also known as the Little Switzerland of Alaska, is located in a majestic fjord at the northwest corner of Prince William Sound. For millennia, Valdez has been home to the Otna, Aleutic, and Eyak people as a place to hunt, fish, gather, and trade. The town was established in the late 1890s as a port of entry for the many gold prospectors on what was known as the All-American Route to the Eagle Mining District in the interior of Alaska along the shores of the mighty Yukon River. However, Valdez didn't flourish until the completion of the Richardson Highway. Today, Valdez is home to approximately 3,700 year-round residents, where Valdez's main industries are oil, fishing, both commercial and recreational, and tourism. There is so much for a visitor to do in this small, end-of-the-road coastal community, from glacier and marine wildlife cruises, kayaking and rafting, great hiking trails, bear viewing, cascading waterfalls, and of course, world-class fishing. You can't go wrong with a stop here. This will be Gary's and my fourth visit to Valdez, once in 2017 and in 2019 as visitors, and now twice this year, coming just after our rally just 2 weeks ago. This trip, we plan to go fishing with our friends and just enjoy the weekend, seeing the sights before our long journey south to Washington to move my mom north to Alaska. Early Friday morning, we had to be down at the marina by 7:30 a.m. to pick up our boat rental from the J-Bear MWR.
Valdez Harbor. We're going fishing, folks.
The check-in process was a breeze, and after a quick safety briefing, we pulled away from the docks to head out for our 12 hours of fishing in Prince William Sound. Although we have experience in Prince William Sound on our own boat, we have never boated ourselves out of the Valdez area, so we were practically shooting in the dark on where to go. But from some online research and looking at past tracks on the rental boat's GPS, we had a good idea on where to go. Today, we were targeting halibut and the elusive silver salmon run that has been slow to arrive in the Valdez area. Regardless of what's to come, we are in great company and we are on the water fishing in Alaska. You can't ask for much better than that. So with that, let's get fishing.
Stacey. Oh, got him.
27 inches, I'll take it.
There you go, good little butt. Toss him in the box. Well, good morning. How are you all doing today? I am doing fantastic. Out in one of my favorite spots. Actually, I can't say this is a favorite spot. I don't know where the hell I am, but having a good time. I can't say I don't know where the hell I am because I drove us here. But we're in a place we haven't been before and enjoying it immensely, even though the weather's it does what it does here. But we are outside of Glacier Island. Just on the other side of Glacier Island is one of the biggest tidewater glaciers in Alaska, called the Columbia Glacier. I'm not sure if we're going to make it that way today, but we're out here fishing, of course. We got some halibut rods in now, soaking some bait down on the bottom, and trying to go for a little bit of halibut right now. We're also going to try to go for a little bit of salmon later today. Right now we do have one rod over here, kind of floating, maybe targeting a salmon if one wants to come up and have a snack. But we took off out of Valdez this morning with our friends Steve and Tiffany. Through the military, there's a boat rental program, and it's gracious of them to invite us along on their boat that they have rented. I don't know how long the cruise was, but hour and a half, something like that out here. And coming out of Valdez is a little tough this morning. My gosh, the fog was on the water. Couldn't see more than a couple hundred yards. But after a few miles, the fog lifted a little bit, so we were able to pump the speed up. And a nice cruise at about 30, 32 miles an hour out here. So we're probably about 25 miles out of Valdez right now. And we got nothing but Prince William Sound over there. Just a lot of water. That's what we're doing. Fishing today.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Crickets see the moon.
Look at those guys playing.
Side by side and through. No limit to what we can do. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. You and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it. Oh, we don't need no more.
Gary just had a bite. We're trolling.
Well, Oops, I don't know what happened, but there was a fish on there. He was bending the pole pretty good. And then
Gary went flying
across the boat, try to get it, and it wasn't there. There's 3 of them. You're right, we got something good at 20 feet.
That's why they call it fishing and not catching.
You and I, we got it. We don't need no more. Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm.
Are you sure he was a dink?
So we're drag fishing. I don't have downriggers to hold the lines down deep in the water. So I've got banana weights on spinners, and I got a flasher on that one. Anyway, banana weights are holding them down. And I just set the drag so it just barely holds in position. And then when we hear it go zzz, generally there's a fish on. So we try to capture the fish at that point. We had a pink just brought up to the side of the boat and it spit the hook. And then that is about it. It's not been a busy day today fish-wise. We've been enjoying a little slow cruise.
We're enjoying good times with good
great
friends.
people. I've also got something different on this one I haven't used. I'm using one of those diver jigs that you just set the angle for, and it dives down a certain depth-ish. And it seems to be doing pretty good. So, kind of like it. But that reel doesn't go zzz when there's tension pulled on it. So it's hard to see, and I can tell now it's already slipped 30 feet. 20 feet. I had 110. It's down 130 feet. So something may have bumped it. We didn't know. There may be a fish on there. There may not be a fish on there. Probably not. So I got to reset that one now. They've got a lot of first silver of the day. Gotta love a silver salmon. That's a good looking fish right there, isn't he? Tasty, tasty. All right. That's in the box. And that was on my shallow rod.
Another one on. We're still trying. We're still trying. But we are loving every minute. Saturday, the sun came out and we spent the day visiting areas around town. First up on our list of things to see was the Maxine and Jesse Whitney Museum. This museum has one of the largest collections of native Alaskan art and artifacts in the world. It was truly magnificent. The amount of taxidermy mounts of Alaskan wildlife was just as impressive.
Wow, that's moose. Are you kidding me? 9 by 7 in the brow tines. That is huge. So he's not quite as tall as you see. I mean, the platform's like a foot above about a foot above the ground. It's a little bit taller than normal. That's a big dude. That's a big dude. Wow.
This morning we find ourselves at the Whitney Museum in Valdez. I have seen on another YouTube channel this amazing museum, so we wanted to stop by today and see it for ourselves. And definitely, if you're in Valdez, come in and see this. It's at the local college. It's very well done. This is what you normally see in Alaska, just a butt. On my Alaska bucket list, still someday, is to see a polar bear. They are massive. There is no cost to visit, as the museum is operated by the Prince William Sound College, but donations are gladly accepted. We left very impressed by the professionally designed exhibits cultivated by the staff and students of Prince William Sound College, and highly suggest you visit when in town. It can be found on the school grounds of the college. Next up, we headed down to the waterfront to see if anyone was catching those elusive silvers. We had heard that they were in town, but as you saw, we didn't have much luck out fishing ourselves, so we wanted to see if anyone else was having better luck. Well, we now find ourselves down by the Valdez Harbor and Ferry Terminal, and what a gorgeous afternoon.
Completely different than yesterday. The clouds are still kind of hanging in the mountains a little bit. Just adds to the dramatic of the scene. Gosh, I can't talk today. It's beautiful.
Oh, we are just taking it easy today as we travel around Valdez, share it with our friends, and reacquaint ourselves as well. So
Yep.
I think next we are going to head out to one of the lakes in the area and check it out. We'll see what lies ahead.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Right as you pull into town, you will pass the Crooked Creek Visitor Center. Here is where spawning salmon come in to the creek that runs right behind the building. We stopped just to see what the activity looked like and to see if there was any bears in the area. With no bears at the visitor center, we now headed out to the Valdez Glacier Lake.
I'd love to find a cup large enough to hold this ice cube for my old-fashioned. That would be awesome. That's a good ice cube right there. I got that one. Yummy. I don't know how old that ice is, but I know it's old. And it's cold, so I gotta put it down right now. But that's pretty cool. Look at that.
Someone else fished it out.
I guess, yeah, just sitting there.
Are you dismantling an iceberg?
Yep.
You're trying.
Ice is hard.
Usually it is. Definitely not soft.
Well, glacier ice is a little bit more dense than regular ice cube ice. Makes it hard. Again, cold hands. Ice. Brr. And dirty jeans. This is awesome. This is beautiful. Love this lake. Just missing the kayak.
7 years ago, Gary and I camped right on the edge of this lake and got the kayak out and paddled. I'll see if I can find some footage and put it in here. But such a neat little lake with icebergs.
It is.
There are some inherent dangers if you're recreating in this lake or any glacial lake. It may not look like it, but these icebergs could flip at any time.
Most of them are actually floating still. It's deep enough in there, they float.
And a couple of years ago, I think it was in 2019, some tourists were kayaking in here. And
well, they're kayaking through an arch or an unsupported peninsula or something like that.
I think they were near the face of the glacier, the toe of the glacier. And something happened and they unfortunately lost their lives. So it's something now we think a little more about before we recreate. We try to be a little safer because Alaska will always try to kill you. It doesn't matter if it's a land or if it's an animal. Something is trying to kill you in Alaska. So
the challenge is to not die.
Yeah, so beautiful.
And love it.
So beautiful. This is nature, guys. This is Alaska at its best. And oh my gosh,
look at the sunshine.
the sun is shining. It's warm. It feels like summer again. I'm not going to complain.
Yep.
Oh, and look at, we got some kayakers. They're going out to have a good day on the water. Next on our tour of Valdez, we headed out to Dayville Road. We know this is where the bears show up at low tide. And well, when you see dead fish, you just might see bears. I can't tell you how badly it stinks right now. That's a whole lot of dead fish. Woo! And boy, did we find the bears. Oh my. Our last stop was at the Salmon Gulch Hatchery, where we wanted to see again if there was bears, but also the sea lions that feast on the millions of salmon that come to the hatchery to spawn and die.
I've never seen fish so thick as what I see right here. This is outstandingly amazing. How many fish are right here? And they're here because this is the hatchery. This is Salmon Gulch Hatchery in Valdez. And this is where they're raised, this is where they're born. So they're instinctually bred to come back here. And the numbers of salmon is just, oh my gosh. So on a high tide, they can come in and they'll open the hatchery gate so the fish can swim into the hatchery, and then they can be processed for the roe and do the things they do with all the salmon. But right now they're just waiting for the water to come up so they can get up into the hatchery. Something crazy. I mean, did you see that? I could just reach my hand in there and catch fish. Yeah, they're pink salmon. They're not the best eating, but they're right there. They're available. If you really need food, you can come grab food from the ocean. Literally, you can grab food by hand from the ocean.
However, it says no fishing within 300 feet.
Was it fishing or was it catching?
Wow. Thank goodness you threw it right back.
Oh, I'm going to throw them back. I'm not going to keep these. We got to go elsewhere to catch fish.
Yeah.
So this is something crazy, folks. This is something really kind of crazy. I'm sure it happens elsewhere, but this is special to Alaska.
We were here just 3 weeks ago, and I will show you what it looks like at high tide just 3 weeks ago. We'll put the footage right here.
I'm not sure if she enjoys the smell. It's a pinky stinky fest, isn't it?
All right, here's the footage from 3 weeks ago.
Well, good morning to you guys. How are you doing today? Oh, wow. We find ourselves right in front of Horsetail Falls in Keystone Canyon, just outside of Valdez. We had an amazing time in Valdez with our friends Steve and Tiff, fishing and just playing tourists. You know, we don't get a chance to do that very often, so it was a lot of fun. Did you see the bears? We saw the bears.
That was my goal.
That was amazing.
I wanted to see bears,
Yes.
and we saw quite a few last night.
Oh, lots of black bears, and then actually some grizzly bears, some brown bears off in the distance a little bit, playing in the fish.
The key is to go at low tide.
Yes.
So.
There goes Steve and Tiff.
There goes our friend.
Yep.
Aw.
Yeah.
Well, we had such a wonderful time.
Sure did.
And I can't wait to come back to Valdez another time.
Yep.
Won't be this year, but definitely we will not wait 5 years.
No, that was way too long. Way too long. Valdez is a really cool place, guys. There's a lot of stuff to do here.
We are lucky. We got down here twice this summer. The first time we just did not vlog. It was right after our rally, and it was...
We just wanted a break.
Relaxation time. But this weekend, we definitely played the tourist game.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Did what all we could do in the short time we were here.
Yeah.
So now starts our big journey south.
Right.
We are going to head towards the border, and we will enter Canada today.
Ooh, that's exciting. Or is it? I'm not sure. I think it is. That's exciting.
It's going to be a long ride, but my mom's super excited. She's ready.
Yep.
And we're ready to go get her. So we hope that you enjoyed this video this week.
We had a lot of fun doing it.
Yep. Next week, we're going to bring you Tales from the Road.
Sure.
Going south to Washington State. So
a long drive south.
That. And we just thank you so much for being a part of our Alaskan family here on YouTube. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
If you haven't subscribed, we'd be so honored if you hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it just lets you know when we post next every Wednesday here at Living Free Alaska. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Don't forget to live free, enjoy Alaska, enjoy your life. See you guys next time. Take care. In the meantime, look at that.
Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you are notified whenever we post again. And lastly, we hope that you will join us here next time on Living Free Alaska.